Chapter 2 Chaos. What's that saying adults use? The other side of the coin. Well, I think that applies to what occurred as we got home. My little sister would sometimes get overconfident in her ability to do anything and everything. She was a busybody who could do a lot, but seemed to always leave a mess, especially in the kitchen. We pulled into our gravel driveway to find panic and disarray. The fire alarm was blaring. The downstairs neighbor was headed upstairs to our unit. We left the wet towels and ran up to find a shower of oatmeal across the kitchen, a hot pan with a burnt something or other in the kitchen sink with water on, and the kids running around opening windows while Bear fanned and burned toward the fire alarm on the vaulted ceiling. Once the alarm was off, Mom explained to the neighbor about the special but more complicated microwave oven / regular oven, and how the fire alarm was so sensitive even steam would set it off, though today there was more steam. What happened? I asked after the neighbors had gone. Bear and River talked over each other, trying to explain. I think Bear felt responsible being the oldest home. It devolved into arguing. I looked at Mom because the other side of her sensitivity was overwhelmed. I had seen her break down and lose it dozens of times. Arguing was especially a trigger. It usually took more than this, though. Mom was only tuning into River because it was her project. Bear grew frustrated and stalked off back to video games. What a mess. I was tired. I wanted another snack, to text my best friend, watch a show, and go to bed. But I felt bad. There was a lot to clean up, so I hollered at my brother to come help and grab the broom. Evenings were notoriously difficult for my mom. She had commented that her limited and specific energy would wear out. Luckily, the aliveness from the falls was still there. She went and processed with Bear and, as expected, got into a conflict about the video games. They sorted it quicker than usual, and Bear begrudgingly came and helped wipe counters, while Mom scraped burnt matter off the pan and River stood on the counter doing her best to wipe out the oven. I loved my sister, but most of the time she was almost always too much. Energy, teasing, big ideas, antagonizing me on purpose. 9 years old, she currently had braces and also wore glasses. She had every reason to feel insecure, like I did a lot of the time, but she was usually confident. Between her and Mom, I had some arch nemesis these days. Glad I had Bear. He was even more confident than River and Mr. Popular at school. Even though I know he felt weird about having a mom that lived away from us, he had lots of friends. He always seemed to get me. We only occasionally got into a brawl from being cooped up at home too long. Mom said being good at socially was in his charge. She explained everything that way. I said it was because he was good at soccer and knew how to talk to people. Same difference, I guess. She also tried to inform me that River and Bear being good with most people and me having a hard time was potentially because I had a less common auric signature, and they were two of the more common energetic types, according to the system she studied. From what I had picked up from her, their energy is warm and feels like a hug, and those like me give off a lone wolf, watch yourself, you're getting too close kind of vibe. She reassured me it was so people would get out of the way for me to make a big impact on the world, start something great. So, this was more evidence of what she was spending all her time on besides living on the same island as her kids. Nothing I fully agree with, but she sure isn't wrong. Most of what she piped in with fit the bill of our personalities and ways of being. After things were tidy and we showered, I lay down on the funky floral printed couch that was both cozy and old school, but somehow suited the place stylistically. I like it here. There is more space than Mom has had for us in a while, and a large yard and balcony lanai. Mom did something uncharacteristic of her before bedtime and lay down on the other side of my head. So what are we up to tomorrow, Mom? I don't know. I can't think about it right now. Her nerves worn thin. Tell me what you think. Well, I wanted to try that drink place we saw downtown. Nectar? Yeah, that one. A bunch of sugar there, but maybe it was better than now. Maybe we can stop there and then head to Onamea and Laupahoehoe. Where are those places? It felt intriguing to have places I wasn't familiar with. A waterfall beach hike and a tide-full beach that's quiet and reclusive. Oh, and we have to pick up Aslan. So that makes sense to head to Hilo with an early start. Perfect. But Mom, I'm kind of tired of hiking to waterfalls. I get it, honey. We'll rest at the tide pools. Plus, you'll have the sugar drinks to burn. She didn't quite get it, but I had to hand it to her. She strived to make every day special, even though all four of us always seemed to overwhelm her, even tiny arguments. And I was excited about the foods and drink shop. Good night, Az. Good night, Mom.